He did. That's exactly what he said to me. The audacity.
No,
I take full advantage of being able to say the things I shouldn't be able to say.
I'd like to do a
Formally apologize to the Latin
Latin
community.
community for having you sit up. No, not necessarily that, but I would like to unpack the physics behind T.I.'s hat. He had a Caesar, so I think that was the most like balanced because it's just there's nothing to kind of like keep that hat from falling off.
So it was friction, basically.
It was friction, but it's also like, but if you also notice, he moved it around a lot. So I think he was adjusting it a lot. Like clearly, if it's a music video, he like kind of just stays steady. But like if you see him like while he's performing, I think there's a lot of like adjusting it. Let me move it to the side a little bit. You know what I mean?
But he had that shit like
Cocked. Yeah.
Like
no,
that.
it was crazy. It was crazy. It was. Yeah. But like, but also it was a fitted. It wasn't the dad hat.
fitted.
Yeah. So it was a little bit more
It was a fitted.
sturdy of a hat. However, now that
Know your head size.
yeah,
Pause.
boom, exactly, pause. And then also, I think when he started growing the fro, and now he has dreads.
Dreads? Oh yeah, he does.
He does have dreads, but he also just announced that he's retiring from performing after his last performance of this year.
Didn't know he was still
retiring
performing.
from music or just performing.
He says performing. I don't know, man. Like, who knows with these characters?
Guys, we're recording.
I do feel like rappers never fully retire, but that's
Joe Budden did.
That is one.
He did.
He did, and he fully retired.
He fully retired.
Even when he got dissed many times.
I could see something pulling him back. Not fully, but I could see him doing a verse here and there. But yeah, he does make a shit ton more money in podcasting
absolutely,
and content creation than he ever did as a rapper.
Oh yeah. He was definitely one of those people that he was a victim of the industry.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Like, because he was way better than what they made him do when he came out. And he never recovered from that because he didn't recover from it mentally because he knew that wasn't what he should have been doing.
Yeah.
And he said that.
Yeah.
And he's the anti J. Cole. He wasn't as good as J. Cole. But I'm saying, remember when J. Cole came out, he's like, well, whatever his first song, We Got a Good Thing. Remember how he hated it? He was like, I don't want to make that song. And they made him do it.
Well, yeah, Jay-Z said we're not releasing your album until you have a radio hit.
Right.
Yeah.
But like at this point now, he's still like, okay, cool. Like I appreciate it a little bit more now because it did help me get in.
Yeah.
But I remember at the time he was really fighting against that because he was like, I don't want to be that.
That's not who I am.
But he was able to overcome it because of his skill level. Whereas Joe, his skill was at a certain level, and then he's like, man, I'll just go do this shit. Fuck this game.
Well, it was also the time period too, because at the time radio was so much bigger, and I think on the latter end of J. Cole's career, radio became less like necessary.
Yeah.
Like now so many rappers make it without having a radio hit.
I mean, now radio is you going on their show and doing a podcast with them,
basically,
and then talking about your music.
Having a radio hit now is sometimes in tandem with being a industry plant.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get started.
Might as well.
And on that note.
On that note.
Oh, we're so close.
Clink, clink, clink.
Nice.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Me either, but it still happened.
Indeed, it
that
happened.
happened. Well, guys,
welcome back to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight on what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective.
I'd like to start this podcast with a formal apology to P and the Latino community for making him sit up this episode. I hope
he said, and I quote,
"Oh no!
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Get off your lazy Mexican ass."
That's
and I was
actually,
like, Rob, come on, man, let me have that.
Yep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I stepped all over you, Joe. They were like, I know they were thinking like, nah, Nando said it.
He did. Yeah, they know you said it. I was just
I
setting up well.
Step on your joke.
Hey, why don't we do those intros where we like, oh, my name is so and so. Let's try that.
Okay,
Hi.
P.
My name is Rob. Welcome to the industry perspective.
I already said who I was.
Oh,
and I said who you are.
Oh,
So now we've done it. We did it our way.
we did.
Just-
We
yeah,
actually did.
Yeah, we did it our way. Yeah, yeah. Like we get it that we don't say our names as much as we should.
We don't need to.
Yeah,
You know
but-
who we are, and if you don't, well, then you will.
Yeah,
Look in the description.
we'll get better at it.
Oh,
we
is
promise.
there a delay, or am I tripping?
I mean,
I
you
tripping?
stay tripping.
No, right?
You stay tripping.
There's not a delay. Do
No,
you
it's
see a
not
delay?
Not much of one, just like a I think it's pretty
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're
Sorry.
good.
I thought I saw a delay, and it was gonna piss me off.
You're a delay.
He thought delay. I can't even speak.
English, motherfucker. Do you speak
No,
it?
I don't.
Oh god.
No, I do not. I'd like to start off this week by thanking our guest Tamer from last week.
Yes.
Appreciate you coming on. That was
Yes, sir.
pretty
Interesting.
interesting episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob had to do a lot of disclaimers for that one.
Yeah.
We what do you say? We salute.
But do not
Don't
condone.
condone.
Not condone,
But we
but
do salute.
yeah.
Yeah. We salute all our other service industry workers out there who may have difference of work ethics and opinions. But hey, we got to show all sides, right?
Yes,
Yeah?
You
indeed.
can't just come in here and
Yeah.
talk about the guests all the time and talk about all the good stuff. Like we gotta talk about the real shit too. So
Yeah.
we appreciate Tamara for coming on.
Cool.
And if anybody else wants to come on, hit us up, DM us. We need some servers.
We don't just do bartenders.
Yeah,
We don't.
yeah.
We have everybody that's part of the
Service industry.
Service industry.
Yeah.
It's the industry perspective.
Yeah.
industry
Not the
Not
perspective,
the
bar
bartender.
not the bar perspective.
Not
So-
just the bar.
Please host more.
That's what separates us from other podcasts.
Yeah, I was hoping you would say it.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of crazy. I didn't expect to be a parent, but I guess I am now. We are.
Damn.
We got some sons out there.
Sunning them, huh?
All these niggas are my sons.
Yeah, but I always say, often imitated, never duplicated. So you can try to do our show, but you'll never do our show.
Yeah.
But speaking of our show,
You could just come be on our show if you want to just tell
there
that
you go.
perspective
Hit
as
us
well.
up. Like I said, servers,
Servers,
hosts, fucking
cooks.
barbacks, bussers. I mean, we've had plenty of chefs on.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm saying no to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
chefs.
just
We
open it
definitely
up.
want more chefs, but
Yeah.
we're not getting the server representation or the busser and barback representation.
There's not enough
that we
server
really need.
representation. Why y'all so scared?
Yeah.
Come defend.
I had a theory about it that may not check, but I think us as bartenders, we have to socialize a little bit more than the average like server or host, because like we have to sit there with like the guests in our face and like talk
Absolutely.
and carry their experience the whole time. Servers also do present an experience, and I
Absolutely.
am not doubting at all, but from my time as a server, it's because you just have a bunch of tables that are further apart. A lot of it is just touching the table, checking on the order, drop a joke or two so that you build rapport, and then you're moving on. As opposed to like us bartenders, like we gotta sit there and really like carry a conversation.
What's that little pop up there? What's that? Oh, okay, it's gone now. Never mind. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Scared me. I saw something. I didn't want it to.
No.
No, it's fine. I was done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, we don't have a producer, so until we do, this
We're
week-
producing?
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
We're doing it live. I always feel that the difference between bartending and serving is being able to escape.
Yes.
You can escape from your tables because
Yeah.
you have so many of them, but you have all these different places you can go. You can hide.
Yeah.
But when you're the bartender, like I say it's almost like being a zoo animal because you're trapped behind that cage and everyone came to see you and
Yeah.
they want you to entertain them and that you're stuck there.
Right.
Because if you're not there, you're not making money
Yeah.
as opposed to a server. Like you can have all these other responsibilities.
Yeah.
But yeah, that because of having to be on the entire time, you do work on those interpersonal skills more.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
Right.
Because people let you know when you're not smiling enough or funny enough or attentive enough.
I've never heard not funny enough, but go on.
But
If I can't lay down,
yeah,
I could have laid down and let you say what you got to say, but no, I got to sit up now. So
you get full hate.
Get full hate. Full
No,
hate.
malicious compliance.
I like it. Yeah, but I always equate it to that.
Yeah.
Like just being able to get away. It does make it to where you're like, I can just go hide. And for us starting this show, it was very easy in the beginning to just get in front of a camera and talk. And I know a lot of people think that it's easy to do, which is why so many people have a podcast, which is one of the things I always hear about our podcast. Everyone has a podcast, but not everyone's as good as ours. So there's that part. But yeah, it became easy because of all of those years of just talking to people and dealing with everything on the fly. And you got to make a joke here. You got to know about this. You got to know about that. And, you know, a lot of times with servers, bussers, barbacks, they can go hide in the back.
Yeah.
There's no crying in the walk-in when you're a bartender.
Yeah.
Not for real. You got to schedule it.
You got to schedule it. Yeah, that's your 10-minute break. And speaking of being a bartender and interpersonal skills, I remember the first time I became a bartender, there were always two things they told me never to talk about at the bar.
Religion and politics.
Religion and politics. Don't ever bring it up.
I thought it was wages and hours.
No, that's with your manager.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's with your manager.
They don't want to talk about that. Yeah.
But with the guests, they say never bring it up. However, it's kind of been an unavoidable thing to kind of like fill, but the vibes have just been off this week for obvious reasons.
Well, the vibes have been off for the last few years.
Yeah.
Really. And the reason, for you, why did they say not to talk about religion and politics? Because I know why I was told not to.
Because they're corporate.
It's corporate. But like the idea is, I mean, it's just like a barbershop or wherever. You basically don't want to isolate like your guests or to make them take some stand you don't want to take a stand that's going to isolate your guest and make them feel like they can't be cool with you.
Right.
And so I think that's been like the thing where you don't necessarily want to take a stand either side of religion or politics as a bartender, because it's not necessary for the business to take that stand. And you want to create and build rapport with the guest. Yes, Pete, you have something?
Yes. Yes to everything you said.
I thought you were doing
but
something
also,
again.
no, I wasn't. Yes to everything you said, but also, I won't ask. However, if they bring it up and talk about it, I will then isolate them and make them feel uncomfortable. Their views are objectively morally incorrect. I will absolutely make them feel weird and uncomfortable and unwelcomed.
And
I say objectively morally correct. Incorrect. Sorry. Not subjectively. Objectively. Go ahead.
Explain that part.
Being like, what's objectively morally incorrect? Like if everybody agrees that, hey, this thing is not okay, but you are a part of persons that are like, yeah, but like, come on, it's not that bad, or there's a worse thing. It's like, all right, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're wrong, dude. You're wrong. You're just trying to be edgy or not follow the herd, whatever the fuck the sayings are. But yeah. So if they bring up something or say something that's objectively, morally incorrect, I will make you feel uncomfortable. Because chances are you are making everybody else around you feel uncomfortable for saying that out loud. And I'm going to want their money as opposed to your $30 tab.
Yeah.
So it comes back to our overall theme, which is always read the room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Don't be the guy that says something that just completely makes everybody uncomfortable in the room. And then don't make me have to single you out now. Like a teacher in a classroom and some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't be weird. Don't be a fucking weirdo, I guess.
Yeah.
The reason I was told never to bring up religion and politics was because you can't change anyone's mind.
Nope.
In a single
absolutely not.
No.
interaction, you know? So it's like, that's not a battle you're supposed to be fighting. Like,
absolutely not.
I can't change your mind over vodka soda.
And nor
like,
do
if
I
you
want
feel
to.
how you feel,
Yeah.
and like, it's not supposed to be my job.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be coming here to have a good time.
Yeah.
And escape from the rest of the bullshit. And I just feel like the last few years, not just the last few weeks and months, like the last few years, people don't, like, we need to bring back secrets.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to start keeping some shit to yourself.
It's fine.
Like, you don't need to tell us everything about you. I don't want to know.
You don't have to put it on your
And
sleeve.
sometimes you don't want me to know as much as you think you do.
Yeah.
Because you can say something thinking like, oh, I know this person agrees with me.
Yeah.
And then you say it and it's like, oh, I think of you completely different.
You're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why it was always like a no-no for me. And, you know, I know we're going to unpack this more, but I actually wanted to start with not Super Tuesday. We're not going there.
No.
Literally, we're sitting here talking about not talking about it. So
Right.
nothing about that.
Yeah.
But I worked Tuesday and Wednesday last week.
Same.
And on Tuesday, I was having a conversation with my bar manager, and we were just talking about what was going on and how they felt. And they were telling me how they felt, not just for themselves, but because of their loved ones as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's a really sad place to feel, regardless of what got you there. Feeling that way,
Right.
it's just like a very sad like place to feel, especially while you're at work.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so then I worked with that person again on Wednesday, the following day, and someone that I know who is a liquor rep, they have been wanting to get their liquor brand inside of the bar for a while. And for those of you who are like, say you've never worked in the industry, because plenty of our fans have not, and that's why you're here. And thank you for being here.
Yes.
A liquor rep, what they do is they go to these different bars. They call them accounts because that's literally what it is. And you have to make sure that your product is stocked correctly, that it's being sold, that
Visible.
it's being incentivized, like all of those things. That's what a liquor rep does. But that's built off of having relationships. And usually liquor reps are someone who has either been a bartender, for sure a bartender, but been in the service industry for so long that they transition out of it. That's like bartender retirement in a way.
Yeah.
And so I know this person. I've known this person for years, almost as long as I've been in LA. And I do consider them to be a friend. But they open their mouth a lot when they're drinking and having fun with other things as well. And I'm just like, everything you say during that time is the exact opposite of what I believe in.
Yeah.
So it makes it harder for me to be a good friend to you.
Yeah.
When I know that that's part of what you think.
That's
but all
your
of the
subconscious.
other things that you think completely align with me.
Yeah.
And that's why we've been good friends. But then I hear you talk about certain things and certain people. I'm like, that you would even think that is so reprehensible.
Yeah.
And this person came in on Tuesday and on Wednesday. But when they came in on Wednesday, and they are black, they saw two black women at the bar.
Yeah.
And they started talking to them about everything that had happened and all this other stuff. But when those two women were saying like, oh, I don't know, like how I feel about this and that, and da, 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 the way that this person responded was to then tell them like that they were uneducated black women. Now, this person is black as well, and decided to like call them hard R's with it. Like, but they were trying to do it in a way of
That was
like
my face.
Exactly.
I
They
was
were
like-
trying to do it in a way. He's like, that's my word.
Whoa, whoa.
Where's
whoa.
the bell?
Whoa.
Oh no! I don't have the bell.
I'm kidding.
Hold
I'm
on.
kidding.
Yo.
Oh, sorry, man.
Hold
I
on.
couldn't help it. It was right there. It was so
I'm gonna
easy.
lay down. I don't give a fuck. You gonna make me lay down. Whoa.
I'm sorry, man.
Gonna make them
I
act
saw
up.
the joke.
Buddy.
I had to take it.
That was a great. It was a great setup. Joke. It was a great joke.
I'm not mad. I would do the same shit,
Yeah.
but damn.
Damn.
Why you say fuck me for? I was listening here.
He's talking about the other nigga. All right, I'm gonna stop. Oh,
Oh
shit.
man, that was good.
I was being serious for too long. I had to shake it up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
Oh,
And
God.
that was the whole setup in the punchline. Good. That was a great story. I love it.
No, but I mean, the story does have a really sad ending, man, because I remember when I heard, and I've heard them talk like that before. So it wasn't that it was new to me. It was just that I was like, fuck, man, why? For one, why would you think that? Why would you talk this way? On top of it, you're being very loud.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that my bar manager overheard what this person said and was like, well, I thought about bringing that brand in, but why would I bring it in now?
I don't want to see him more.
Because I don't want to see this person more.
No.
You are the face of the brand.
Yeah.
And this is how you're talking in public. You got to think about where you are. You got to read the room as well, man. And part of why I had wanted to talk about this today is, it isn't about religion and politics. It's about people having differences of opinion, differences in background, different ideologies, different values.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be the country where that's allowed.
Right.
That's
And
literally why
one would
we're
say
here.
celebrate it.
It's what we were supposed to be founded on.
Right.
So I would like to see bars, especially bars, but bars and restaurants, the service industry as a whole, it needs to go back to being, or needs to become, an actual safe space.
Yeah.
The way it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be where you come in, pay extra money than you should for things that would be cheaper at home, but you're here for the experience and to be around other people and to socialize and network and have a good time and get over everything else that you're dealing with. And now people just come in to yell at each other about their views.
Right.
And the
Or,
country's
or
never going to
impose
heal.
their views.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
country's never going to heal if that's what we're doing.
Right.
You know, we should also implement here what they do in, I think, Thailand, where there's a bar where you can step in the ring and fight somebody if you have a
Yo,
dispute.
I'd love to see that.
We should have a bar
Yo,
like that out here
yeah.
in Los Angeles.
I think it's a
Hey, help us
and
make enough
actually
money
call
to
it Fight
create
Club.
Yo,
We should, you know what? We should do
they
that.
wouldn't let us call it that, but we'd find a way.
We should do that because that's such a dope idea. Like you're just having a heated debate and discussion. You're like, you know, put the fucking gloves on, and then you see if they really will stand on business about
Yeah.
what they're saying.
Let's go.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's I forget what the name of the actual like
It's in
event
Thailand,
is.
right?
It's in Thailand, and it's toward the end of every year, and it's basically like if you have had any no, for real,
Love
it's like
that.
any type of
That's
disagreement
amazing.
you've had throughout the year with someone, you can kind of call them out, and you
Wait.
guys can just like scrap it out.
I know what you're talking about. That's in Peru, I think.
Is it Peru?
It's in Peru.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So they have that exact same thing. And
Yeah.
they have the,
The
bar.
Peru Purge?
No, I think it's in Peru where they have this
Trademark
event
appendix.
at
It's
the
an
end
event.
of the year where it's like, this is your chance to get it all, fight it out.
Any
Yo.
disagreement you've had throughout the year, whether it be
Good
like
old
over
fisticuffs.
taxes
Yeah.
or like,
Yeah.
yo, you stole my girlfriend, whatever.
And there's a lot of women in there scrapping,
Yeah.
bro.
Well, so that's the thing is like in most cities, I think it's mostly men, but there's one or two specific cities where it's men, women, children, like whatever. Just
They
like
just let them throw
just
down.
one-on-one. Yeah,
Yo, hey, get at me.
yeah.
Nah, we got plenty of people that are listening. Out of all the people to get to, inbox me. Don't inbox the show. Just inbox me.
Yeah.
Let's figure out how to make this shit happen.
We should have
Let-
a bar that.
That's
lets
what I
people
mean.
Throw
Well,
hands.
it ain't even got to be a bar, is what I'm saying.
No. Let them
just-
get liquored
no.
up. Let them get liquored up. That's where
No,
the
it
fun
doesn't
is.
have to be a bar, is what I'm saying. It could be a pop up. We know people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas. Like, we can do that. You know what I mean? Like, let's get with some people and let's figure it out. Like, next summer. Because we need something to do during the summer. I'm dead ass, man. We'll get sponsors and everything.
Just like,
You already know me. Once I get an idea, I'm going to fucking make it happen.
I know.
Hey,
I know.
Yo, get at me and inbox me. Let's figure out
Do
how to
that
make this
shit
shit
in,
work.
It's a real thing.
Do that shit in Grand Park or Pershing Square.
Yo, let's do it.
Call it
somewhere.
purging square.
Ooh. All right, I'll give you that
Ding
one.
yourself. Yeah, yeah. Let's make
for a
that
day.
happen. But
Yeah.
Pop out
For
and
one-
get popped.
I feel like a lot of that is because people don't get punched in the face enough.
Oh my God, that's what I've been saying before. I've been saying that for so
You
long.
barely put your beer down.
A lot of people
Yeah.
have never gotten their ass whooped or
Yeah.
have never gotten punched.
No one's ever felt the need to punch me in the
Well,
face.
you're you.
Yeah.
I'm
If
really
somebody
good.
wants to punch you, I would judge them.
I'm
Yeah.
really good at talking.
Anybody has a problem with you, it's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's
I'm
it?
just
Let's,
really-
I'm sorry.
I've always
You
been
need
really
to-
good at talking, and so any like problems is like, what are we really fighting about?
'Cause if
And it's
you-
not like I'm a bitch about it. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo, what are you really mad
What are
at?
you
Right.
mad about?
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely ain't a bitch. You checked me once before when we first met.
That's fair.
It's like, are you mad at me or are you mad at your father?
He was like, hey, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't even mean it like that. I was like-
All love over here. All love.
So he definitely ain't a bitch. But like, yeah, no, I get it. Like, I've had my ass whooped. I've whooped
Yeah.
ass. Like,
And you know how to talk. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
when you get punched in the face or get your ass whooped, you know not to cross the line. I've got my ass whooped. I've been punched in the face.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel great.
It's not great.
Yeah.
But
you
like,
don't want to get it like if I have to fight, I will, but I don't want to because it's not a great experience.
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, when you've gotten your ass whooped, you know not to talk a certain way.
You know how few people really get hit. that now in the last 5-10 years, it's more of a bar game to play slaps at a bar.
Yeah.
That lets me know you don't get hit enough.
Well, yeah.
If you're like, oh, I need it to get my adrenaline up so I
just
can
need
keep
to
drinking.
I need to
I'm
feel
like,
something to feel alive.
yeah, nah, you don't get hit enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
You've never-
sorry.
you've never
You
been
ain't been
punched.
hit, like really hit.
Like ain't nobody
Oh
trying to
man,
get
I
slapped.
still to this day remember the first time I got sucker punched, and I think I was about like 12 or 13. I still think about that hit.
Damn.
I mean, I ate it,
Yeah.
but I was like, "What the fuck you hit me for?"
What is that?
And I was
Why?
like, whatever I did, I don't want to feel that again.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
especially to get sucker punched.
Yeah.
But you see all these people that are out in public talking shit in people's faces, especially these soft ass fucking people. Because I don't want to generalize any particular demographic.
Yeah.
But you know who you are. But I saw a video of a, Boston Patriots fan all up in this black woman's face. He's like doing this, like, yo, what you want to do? Come on, hit me. And I'm
To
like,
a woman?
to a woman.
What are you
To a woman.
What for what?
Exactly.
weirdo.
And his boy's like standing behind him, like, dude, stop. Gary, you do this every time.
Gary.
Like that kind of shit. Like you see it on his
stop.
face.
Yeah.
So why do you bring him out?
Yeah.
Why do you allow
Leave
him
him
to
the
act
fuck
like
¿Sabes cómo me
that?
pongo? ¿Por qué me invitas? For real. Hey, they knew how he gets and they still invited him.
Yeah.
So honestly, his friends are definitely that guy's not he's in the wrong, but not in the wrong in that particular instance for being brought out with his friends. That's all his friends' fault.
His friends
That is
are the
entirely
problem.
his friend's fault.
But that's
Yeah.
what I mean. They enable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're enabling your friends by allowing them to do these things. If you
Yeah.
have to apologize for your friend,
Stop
that's
bringing
bro,
bringing him out.
sit him down and talk to him.
Yeah.
Like help him out. I mean, we have so much of a focus on mental health in this country over the last year, and I'm happy for that. But where is the real mental health of friends checking on friends, especially when you take them out drinking and they start turning into a different person?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing to help them other than putting them in an Uber and sending them home?
Yeah.
Like, or leaving them at the bar so I got to deal with them.
Oh
Like,
my
come
God.
on, man.
That's
Like-
so not safe. Especially, yes, that
Yeah.
because they're aggressive. But especially when you see like a group of women leave like their female drunk friend at the bar, and now I'm playing like block because she's about to become a victim. And I'm just like, yo, friends, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, don't leave your drunk female friend at the bar. Like,
No, that's
it's danger zone. But also speaking to what you're talking about in terms of people just acting a little bit more out of character than normal. I saw it on Wednesday. Well, I didn't see it, but like I heard about it because at Redacted, basically it was a busy-ish lunch shift, and one of like our waitresses had like these two businessmen in for a lunch, and they felt the audacity to say to her, hey, why aren't you wearing that little skirt most of you guys wear? And it was just kind of like, they got 86.
I beg your pardon.
And it's really hard to get 86 from Redacted. Like we've literally seen a manager get hit in the face, and that they're not 86, but they 86 these two guys like very quickly. And I was just like, how did you guys get emboldened to feel like you could say that?
because they've never been punched before.
They've never been punched before. Yes. And then also there just been other things going on in the country where people feel emboldened to just
Like, that's because they haven't been punched before either.
yes. Yes.
That's what it comes down
It's
to.
it's not a fucking video game, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's really fucking not.
This isn't
y'all,
GTA.
Y'all gonna let Call of Duty get
Yeah.
you murked the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Like
Yeah.
people out there are not playing with you, bro.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what happened to traveling inside the country? Why is it that we always want to take vacations outside of the country? And I say that because have you noticed how everyone has retreated back into their corners over the last week since everything happened?
Yes.
Now everyone's gone back to whatever it is they feel and shouting at each other on social media and in the comment section.
Yes.
Okay. But what happened to actually traveling, like going to Indiana and meeting people in Indiana?
There's nothing in Indiana.
Well, I know
It's a
we've been
shithole.
to Indiana.
It's a shithole. I'm sorry. Sorry.
But here,
Sorry, Indiana.
but
I'm not.
Jesus.
It is a shithole.
hold on though. Hold
Especially
on.
Gary. Gary, Indiana.
No.
That's the home of the Jackson 5. Fuck you.
Gary, Indiana's a shithole.
Gary, Indiana is actually kind of bad. I've been
It's
there.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Bad places
It's so
breed
depressing.
fucking crazy
Right.
dope.
So that's
it's
what I'm
more
getting
depressing
to.
than Ohio.
Ohio.
Did Ohio have a Jackson 5?
No.
I don't think they could be bred
Gary and-
in places that aren't bad.
You step into the city line of Gary, Indiana, and everything turns grayscale. I shit you not. Everything just grayscale.
You go into Gary and your
Okay, I
star
give you
rating
that.
goes up by 1. Like immediately. Immediately.
And you know what? And it's not even offending people because even people in Gary, Indiana would be like, yeah, this kind of sucks.
Oh, bro, Gary's harsh.
It's
I've
Like
only
they don't
been
even
once.
defend it. They just like take it. It's like,
it's
yeah,
like, yeah,
well,
it's kind of
I
fucking
mean,
sucks.
they're in Gary. They
Yeah.
take it every day.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Oh,
Gary
man.
is the theme. No, I just said Gary was starting fights.
Yeah,
Fucking Gary.
fucking Gary.
Yeah.
But
It's,
I mean, but I have been to a lot of different cities and a lot of different states. I've been to over half of the states, and small town, big city. I've seen the majority of this country in a way that you never see from looking at it on TV. So that's where my frame of thought is, because I've been out there and I've seen that. And yeah, there are sundown towns, but why do we still have sundown towns? Because
Not enough
no
people
one
go
ever is there.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
never
yeah.
got their ass whooped before.
They've never gotten their ass
as a
whooped,
town.
and they've never gotten their ass whooped by their neighbor.
That's
Because
true.
when people who don't look like you move next to you and you talk too much shit, you're going to get slapped up. That's how it works.
But you can also call the cop that doesn't look like your neighbor, and then
You could, but how do I say this? Know your laws before you move into an area that
Yes.
does not protect you. Just
yes,
know how to protect yourself.
it's very, very.
And
plain
then
and
that's
simple.
how you change those areas.
Yeah, yeah.
Redlining is a thing because we continue to let it happen.
Yes,
You know, areas get run down to where we can talk about a place and say everything like that because nothing's ever done there.
Yeah.
But it's still an American city, an American town.
Yeah.
And if it's America first, it should be America first. Those places should not be as run down.
yeah,
Why do we have cities that feel like a third world country? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
right.
But I feel that the answer's literally right in front of our fucking faces. It is the bars and the restaurants. Let's get everybody back out the fuck side, hang out together, get
Notice
to know each other.
your common things.
We're still fucking American.
Yes. And that's the thing. I'm sorry, you're probably getting to
No,
this
no,
point.
I was-
but like
Hey.
I think we kind of been we're talking around it, but the thing is, like, no matter where we're at right now, all of us are still living in this country right now, and we still must move forward. Like,
Yes.
we're not gonna all commit
Yes.
joint suicide or anything.
And we're not all going to be able to move to another country because guess what? They don't want us
They
the
don't want
same
us
way we
either.
don't want them.
Yeah.
Y'all keep thinking that, oh, America can go ever. No, you
No, they
can't.
don't. Yeah.
Oh, trust me.
They do not
There's
like
some
us
places
over there.
in this world that you wouldn't last 5 minutes there.
Yeah.
Like just like I wouldn't. That's
Yeah.
why we don't go.
And so I think the thing, go ahead.
Just real quick, for those with the current state of the nation now that feel that they don't belong in this world and feel like they want to opt out, let me just say, don't do that. Not because that would be tragic, because it would.
It also
because
would.
if you do, you are giving them what they want. And do you really want to make those individuals that hate you comfortable in living there? No. Malicious compliance. You stay alive. Make them feel uncomfortable. Make
fighting.
them feel like, oh, God damn it. Why are these individuals that live this way or whatever, why are they still here? If you kill yourself, then you're giving them what they want. There's going to be less of you. And you really want to make them happy? Stay alive. Do it out of spite. I can do all things through spite, which strengthens me.
that.
He believes
Continue.
that. Yeah, he believes that. And on that point, how we all continue to coexist is by building community. And where do you build community if not your local bar and or restaurant? Those are the places where people
Or
go,
pub, or tavern.
or tavern, or dive bar,
Yeah.
or I mean, no one's building community at like a Death and Co. But like, you know what I mean? no offense to Death and Co, but it's just like you go, you know what I'm saying?
You know what you're going
Yeah.
for.
Basically, you go to like your bars and your restaurants to kick it with people, to get to know people, to get to know your stranger, to get to know your neighbors, the people that live around you. And yes, there are going to be fucking differences in how some of your perspectives of the world are, but there's also commonalities. If you guys are living in the same city, you guys are probably dealing with the same traffic, the same fucking police, the same laws, stuff like that. There's commonalities, and when you find those commonalities and build on those commonalities, maybe you can build fucking bridges between your differences. This isn't, sorry, I don't mean this to be a preachy type of episode, but I just feel like building community is the way forward. And I hope we're not diving too much into politics.
No, we're
No,
not.
we're not. We're
But
not.
yeah,
Sorry, that was just a little bit of a moment for me. So, for to what you just said,
Mhm.
for people out there and shit, people in the room who may not know, I'm from a small town, pretty much a sundown town, in North Carolina, and I grew up there in the '90s. Yes, I'm old. That's fine. But I grew up in the town where all of the white people lived in the center and they owned all of the land, and all of the black people lived around it. But their land they lived on was owned by the white people who lived in the center of town. That's how I grew up. And I also am half Latino. So I ended up being moved to that area when I was like 9. So fish out of water kind of deal. Anyway, point is, when you're talking about what it feels to be an immigrant in this country, I'm not. But to feel like one, I feel like I kind of know what that feels like, because at 9 years old, being half black and Latino, being put in a town, a sundown town that was either black or white, everyone fucking hated me. Everyone. I wasn't black enough, and I definitely wasn't white. And they remind you of it all the time. You get reminded of it by everybody. And you get older, and if you hang in there, and you get older, and like, you don't think that those things come back, but they do. Those things do matter. Like, we say a lot of things as children because we don't know better, but we say it because we heard it from someone else who should. And we need to do better. We need to do better by your kids, because I'm not having any. And we do need to make this place better, because we shouldn't even have to be talking about opting out to the level that we do, but we do, because so many people feel like that's the only escape. And I mean, next year will be the 10-year anniversary of the night I almost opted out. And we never would have had this show. I wouldn't have met him. I met you a couple months later, you know? So it's something I've been wanting to like talk about. I just never felt like it was the right time. So thank you. But like, please don't opt out, because the moment you opt out, you cannot gift the world anything else. You've actually taken your gift away. And who knows whether the next thing you do or say will be the thing that helps somebody else. Because it's hard. It's really hard out there for a lot of people. And, you know, a lot of times you can look at someone and say, like, oh, you know, say someone's over 6 foot or one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen. Like, oh, they must have this great life and everything must be going well for them. And they could be struggling so much on the inside. And then you were in a country that tells you that you matter less and less with each day. But on the other side, you also live in a country that has the capability to remind you of how important you are every day. Like, we are a nation of contradiction, but we are that because for every person that tries to tell you that you don't matter and you don't belong, you have the possibility of having 1, 5, 10, 100, or 1,000 that are just like, I'm so glad that you're still here. So to anybody out there thinking about it, like, trust me, I can't tell you that it gets easier. I can tell you that it does have a lot of opportunities to get better if you make it, because we didn't think we'd be here at this point. But I know back then, I mean, I definitely didn't see anything. You know, you deal with that so much, and it is really hard, man. And like, I see you, I love you, and you need to reach out to anybody. Find somebody to reach out to. Reach out to me if you have to. I don't care. But
Us. Reach
do
out to
not,
us.
do not check out. It's not a hotel. Once you check out, you're out. And we need you here because we can't get better without you.
So, gonna shift on that one. Gonna make a
Yeah.
tonal shift.
Tonal shifts.
That was beautiful.
That was.
Thank you for sharing that. I know
Thank you, honestly,
No,
for your
thank you.
vulnerability.
somebody out there that probably needed to hear that.
Yeah.
And you know, and speaking to people not getting punched. Some of these security guards.
I had to pivot too. So like, if you falls flat, I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Let's see you.
Some of these
let's see you
security
pivot.
guards, man, I do not condone, do not endorse this. Some of y'all act bulletproof. Cause goddamn, I remember Caesar told me a story about a security guard out there from a neighboring club or whatever.
It was in Chicago.
Yeah,
Okay.
they got shot because they thought they were top flight. They thought they were indestructible, and I think
Top flight to heaven.
Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my God! That
Hey, I
is-
bounced back quick.
I liked it, but I didn't want it.
Oh fuck! Yeah. So the person came back and
Pow pow.
pew, pew,
Yeah.
Damn,
and that was it.
sucks, man.
But I say that because we went to Capicula the other night, and
Last night.
yeah,
Shout out to Capicua.
shout out to
Big
Capicula.
Ramos.
And
Shout out Vic.
what I say next is not any slander towards them at all,
Yeah.
because I don't think they're in charge of who does security. So
Oh, fuck.
that's not entirely to them. I think that is the venue themselves.
Yeah,
so
probably.
to the venue, this would be to you guys. Shout out to Capicula. Yeah, they had a security guard there, and woman, and she was very aggressive, like thorough, you know. And why a woman was patting me down, him and Chris, why she was doing the patting down on men is beyond insane to me, because why
Got
are
a
you
little bit aggressive.
Well,
Bro.
it wasn't just that it was aggressive.
held
She literally gave us a prostate exam.
Oh my god.
dog? I'm
It
telling
was
you,
weird, bro.
she
It
went
was fucking
she
weird.
like boom, 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 and then came all the way up here to my gooch. I'm not lying, bro. It's funny. It is funny. Laugh. It is
He's
funny.
not.
It's funny as hell.
He's
Laugh,
not lying.
please. But it was just like that happened, and she did it so quick that I was like, okay. And then all three of us went in. We're like just trying to process that. Like that was very violent.
Can I speak to HR?
No security guard, no security ever is ever that intense.
Yeah.
Like even when sometimes they should be, but like even with the dudes, they don't go up there. They're just like they're patting down the key.
She said, "Lift your nuts and cough."
No.
Oh,
I don't
oh my
know,
God.
I don't know exactly how she touched him. I haven't seen the doll, and so I wasn't looking as well. So I don't know how she
I
touched
don't mean
him.
to laugh at your sexual
No,
it
it's
was fucking
assault.
It was.
It
But-
was borderline assault,
It
bro.
really sucked how funny it was.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Chris. I was talking to Scrappy. Shout out to Scrappy.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Scrap. So he was in front of me to where I could only see P's face.
Okay.
Because she says, turn around and I'll pat you down.
Right.
And so he goes like that. And then I hear him go, okay.
yeah.
Like that was it. That was it. And it sounded so fucking uncomfortable.
Watch out now.
Yo, it sounded so fucking uncomfortable that all of a sudden my antenna went up because I just heard him say, okay. And I know, you know how you know somebody.
Yeah,
You're like, you don't talk
like
like
that's
that.
not your
You don't
octave.
talk like that.
That's not your octave. Yeah.
But Chris is facing him. And Chris just kind of like freezes a little bit when it happens. So I was like, what the fuck is happening that I can't see? So then when it's Chris's turn, I see her go side, side, and then Chris is facing me. So Chris is still giving me eye contact.
Oh no,
Right?
not during the assault.
She's behind him. And then all of a sudden, Chris has a third leg because her arm comes up.
Comes up in between.
Yeah.
Dog.
Bruh.
Dog.
Actually, no, she made y'all face the other way.
I was facing her.
You were facing her. Yeah. She made you face her.
Yeah.
So it's like side, side.
Yeah.
And then come up, tickle your smaller back,
No way.
and then bring it up. But it was literally, I was like, she was literally snail trailing us the way she did it. But so they got scrapped. So I see when they get scrapped, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm next.
This is
I've already heard it.
now you're
Sound
like you're
uncomfortable.
watching your homies get it, and
I
now
would
you
rather have been first.
now you're
Because at
anticipating
least
it,
there's some
but like
surprise element,
yeah.
and I like surprises.
I was not a surprise.
I can handle a surprise. I can handle a good
This
surprise.
is not funny, ladies and gentlemen, but it's fucking hilarious.
Bro.
She said, I'm going to pat you down, not rub you down.
Bro.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I don't think my HMO covers it.
I
not
don't
in my
know if
plan.
you. I don't know if you heard me yesterday.
Oh my
but the
God.
most fucked up part for me after all of this building is as I walk up and I'm like, oh shit, it's happening. I see another person who's kind of security or something, another woman standing behind her on the top of the steps, and she's just standing there looking, smiling. And I noticed the other 2 or 3 security guards who are all men.
Yeah.
Y'all could have done it. They're smiling too. They're all like,
Yeah, they were getting a kick out
So
of it.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like a here she goes again
here
type
she goes
of thing.
again.
Yeah.
But she was just doing that to everybody.
She did it to everybody
Everybody.
that walked through when she was patting down.
Yeah.
Everybody was complaining about her.
Men and
Every
women?
single men and women. I actually ran into one of my coworkers. She was there to meet a friend, and me and Chris were talking to them, and I was talking to the friend, like, hey, did you guys get pat down by the security guard? And they were both like, yes, oh my God, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And the friend that my coworker went to meet, she was like, I called her out on it, and she laughed about it. She's like, bitch, shit ain't funny. I'll knock you out. Like, she tried to check her, and the fucking security guard was laughing it off like that shit. That's not fucking funny. So, what's it called? Casita Hollywood. You guys need different security guards because that's not okay.
You need
That's-
that one
that-
security
that-
guard needs not.
yeah.
The
Well-
other ones were cool. I recognize them from the
Honestly,
last time we
I
were
don't think
there.
they're cool because they were laughing about
they're
it.
all
and
sitting there
enjoying it.
smiling
Yeah,
and
I'm
they're
not
not
saying
cool
they're
either.
cool. Like cool. I'm saying they were cool the other time we've seen them.
Right.
Yeah,
We don't know how many times she's been there. We don't know if that's a new. Because remember, I said it makes me more curious. What the fuck has happened between July and now? Because that was the last time I went. I
Right.
think it was the last time he went. They weren't doing that in July.
Right.
But I recognize the other guy security guards. But when I say they were smiling, it wasn't like they were smiling. It was like
they were just smirking like, there she goes.
yeah, here it is. This is
Yeah.
what it is.
This is
Like,
this is her thing.
the woman behind her gave like she had a smile. That was different. She
word.
enjoyed watching me get violated. I don't know if it was personal. Maybe I did something to her in a
But
past life.
It's not okay.
But it's not okay
It's not
because
okay.
it also set the tone for the night.
No, because now you're walking
You-
in and
every
you're
person
just like
walks in
feeling
feeling like-
unsullied.
Yeah.
And just like
Yeah.
Unsullied.
yeah.
Nice
Unsullied.
Game of
all right,
Thrones.
Daenerys.
I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He
like
did pull my Grey Worm.
that was a good one. That was a good one. But why is a female security guard patting down the males?
Yeah, it's not
That's
supposed to be like
Been
that.
a
No.
thing like
Yeah.
for as long as
The
I've
women
been
pat
going
down the
clubs.
women, the
Yeah.
men pat down the men.
Yeah.
Because at high tide, like when women come through, we have male security guards. They never pat them down.
No.
Yeah.
They check their bags because most of them are wearing like very
Right.
loose clothing or very skin tight things. Anyways,
Yeah.
they just check their bags. And
Right.
even they'll stick their hands in there. They shine a flashlight. That's
Cool,
gonna move
cool.
shit around, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And she was patting down niggas with skinny jeans. It's like, nigga, can't you see the
You can
print?
see everything. Yeah.
You know what I'm packing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, was somebody sneaking in a
Especially-
pistol in there?
The Dominicans going in there, you know they love their tight
Oh
pants.
my god.
Oh no!
Let it be the wrong one that had that honey pack. Shit.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Not the honey pack pat down. Yeah, nah, cause yo, if I'm on a honey pack and you give me that, you are activating things that you are not trying to deactivate. Cause once you turn it on, you better turn it off. It's on you to turn it off. The fuck?
So if I leave and come back in, you got to pat me down again,
Right?
Yo, for real.
No, don't start nothing you
Do I
can't
have to
finish.
pay twice?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yo, you
But I mean-
starting it.
Jokes aside, like
yeah.
that's not cool. Get rid of that fucking security guard.
Yeah,
That's
or
like
or
that.
at least get rid of that practice. And honestly, if that's not something that's in, which I don't even understand how that would be in the guidebook or like whatever.
TSA don't even search you like that.
I've never ever seen a security guard do that ever
And
anywhere.
and if and when TSA does have to pat you down, they use the back of their hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do that. She was like pumping my ass too and everything.
Yeah.
But TSA goes like this, and TSA don't even pat you down that thoroughly. So what the fuck is this lady doing, dude? Get rid of her. I'm
That's
sorry. That's fucking trash.
crazy.
That's assault.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's definitely assault.
That is 100% assault. That's not okay.
Jeez Louise. But I'm surprised no women like kind of complain, because clearly, as we know in society, when men complain about sexual assault, it kind of usually gets overlooked. But like,
I mean, we just spent the last 5 minutes laughing about it.
I know. I'm sorry. It was really.
And then the other
Yeah,
security
no,
guard that
like,
was watching was laughing about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a joke.
It's a joke.
It is a
but
joke
like
to them.
when women generally more so complain about sexual assault, like it's taken a little bit more seriously. I'm surprised that no one has kind of called her out on that to the point that it's been taken
Everybody
more
was
serious.
complaining because God forbid if one of the male security guards patted down the female guests that were walking
That
in
way,
there,
hell
would've-
yeah.
They would have those
oh
security
my
guards
God.
would have been kicked out or
Easy.
fired on the spot. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of shitty that us being like the first male patrons that were there
Yeah.
and us to
Yeah,
say
we
something.
were,
Yeah,
actually.
we were.
Oh, so
But-
she was testing out her. Okay, never
I
mind.
don't know,
Sorry.
man.
That wasn't a
And
test.
she did it
That
to
was
everybody,
not a
men and
test.
women. She did it to men and women, like
Yeah.
everybody. So
Really?
I mean, everybody got it. It's just nobody wanted it. No one asked
That
for
shit
it.
There was no consent for
No,
what she was doing.
absolutely not.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely not.
So
And if you're
in-
gonna touch somebody like that, there should not be a cover. Just saying. Like, I shouldn't have to pay a cover.
Yeah.
Fucking
the fuck,
doing all of that.
you just did that for free.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that just goes to say that again, some people haven't been punched before. Some security guards haven't been tested.
Oh, she's been punched in the mouth. She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh no.
dude. She even walked around with such a fucking this bravado.
Oh no. She
about her,
walked
like-
around like she beat niggas up. That's what she does.
Yeah.
She's scrap. She's scrap.
She's
You can see it
original
on her
scrappy.
face.
Yeah.
She don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If any of y'all want a problem, we can handle it. That was the way she even said, "I'm gonna pat you down." She was like, "Yo, I'm gonna pat you down. You good with it, right?" That's the way she came at us.
Yeah,
Literally,
a pat
like,
down,
"Yo,
not a rub down.
I got you, right?
Jesus.
All right, cool.
All right.
I guess
yeah.
I guess I'm okay with it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about to say. I was just thinking, like, you hear
We
that.
all said yeah,
Yeah.
and then she did it. He was like, okay.
Okay.
Not what I signed up for. It's not.
It's not part of the
Man,
consensual
we didn't know what we were
contract.
consenting to on that one for sure.
Hell no,
was
man. What the
crazy.
fuck? That shit pisses me off.
But it just really it really changed the energy of
Walking
the
in.
night, of the venue. Like
Yeah.
people were just walking in, like everyone was walking in talking about security, not talking about the venue.
Oh, yeah.
Not talking about the experience, not talking about the food, which is
What we're there for.
50-60% of the reason you go.
Right.
Because the food is so amazing.
Right.
You know? So you walk into something you've been looking forward to, and it's the last one of the year, possibly. And the first thing that happens is a violation. I mean,
It's a little,
I'm glad that they still had a great time.
Mhm.
I'm glad that the night went the way that it went, man. You know, it's just you gotta watch stuff like that. And to all my security guards out there, because we got security guards that listen too. I know
Yeah.
for a fact we do.
Yeah.
Yo, talk to some of these other ones, man. Like, you're setting the tone for the
Yeah.
night. You're the first person people see. They have
Yeah.
to show you their ID.
Right.
They have to verify that they're a real person.
But you guys do a great job.
They come
Hold
in
on.
and they're doing the captcha with you.
You guys do a great job, so thank you for
Yeah,
that, for
absolutely.
keeping us safe. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. But there are the few in there that think they're top flight, and
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of goes back to what you were talking about last week. We were talking about the relationship between the venue, the people that work
please
there,
stop
and
going like this.
I'm sorry. Triggering?
Gotta go like this,
Triggering?
like
Is it triggering you? I'm
security
gonna
guard
hide
went
my
like this,
hands.
bro.
Oh man, I'm gonna hide my
Blanket.
hands. Oh my god, the therapy bear.
You just kept going like this, bro.
Sorry,
You
my
kept going
bad.
like
I
that.
meant it's kind of like you.
Everything
how about
reminds
this?
me
Is
of
this better?
her.
Every gesture like this is just kind of. I don't mean to trigger you. I don't want to activate your trauma. I really don't. I apologize. My hands. I'm gonna hide my hands the rest of the episode.
Activate his trauma after she activated his G spot.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ. She found it. You've been looking for it, and she found it. Made you a new man.
Laughing to hide the pain. It was not okay.
It was not okay.
It was not okay.
It
It
was
made me
not a
very
funny manner.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I am a boy.
Oh my God.
My bad, OG, double OG.
Oh, you got it. You got it. It's all you. It's all you. But in terms of like how she set off the entire experience for the night, you were talking about last week the importance of the relationship between the venue, the owners, the people that work there, and the guests, and knowing how to work in correspondence to create the culture and experience that you want.
Yeah, I think I actually was trying to equate it to like a relationship, like trying to bring it to, you know, hey, people who date and hook up and things like that. And I was trying to do it while we had a guest. I learned my lesson on that. I'll save those kind of dialogues for a different day. Shout out to Timur. Shout out to Timur on that. Yeah, and thank you for bringing that back up. What I really wanted to talk about or highlight on that was that going to a bar or restaurant is a type of relationship. And I remember I remember saying something along the lines of, you know, that's why people come back to see us, because it's part of a relationship.
Right.
It's, I want to see this person. I want to get served a drink by this person. Like I want to sit at this person's table and catch up with them. And it does feel, I mean, relationships are relationships. Relationships aren't always romantic. So, you know, I wanted to kind of bridge it in that way, mostly because it made sense to me. So if I missed the mark, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend anybody with that, because it definitely wasn't my intention. And not that I've heard anything. I thought about it for a few days. So sorry. I know you brought this up and you set me up perfectly. I just wanted to make sure that I covered that. But when I say that it feels like a relationship that gets fucked up by someone else fucking it up is, so I remember talking about like, don't put a baby in my bitch. So
sorry, just out of context,
the way I said it,
crazy fucking phrase.
So like what's happened to me for the last year and a half is my venue has had a hard time keeping bar managers. And you know, I remember talking about laundromat. Shout out to you. Fuck you. But I remember talking about them saying that, it was like they got my girl pregnant. Or, you know, for the women out there, it's like, oh, my guy went out and got another girl pregnant. I got like that kind of thing, because this person came into this venue, created a menu, and then left. I got to raise their kid.
You got to deal with it.
I got to take care of their kid.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for that.
And it was an unwanted menu change.
It was a wanted menu change, but the right way.
Yeah.
But it was the wrong person to implement it.
Right.
That's how it is. But now we're stuck with this menu.
Stuck with that kid.
Stuck with this kid we didn't ask for.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. And I don't mean to say that so flippantly.
Yes.
It's just for people on the opposite side, no matter. That's why I keep saying, like, whether guy or girl, because there are plenty of women dealing with baby mamas that they do not want to deal with.
Right.
That was kind of what I meant, because I'm looking at guests come in, look at this menu, and they're like, I don't understand it. I don't like it. I don't want it.
Yeah. And I've been coming here for years and years and years, and this seems like a total culture shift.
Where's the drink I used to get?
Yeah.
Where's that thing you used to do for me when I came here? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, when you used to date them back in the day and y'all used to be able to hang out whenever you wanted to or do whatever, y'all used to do this and do that. Now they got this different responsibility, so your relationship changed. So I want people to understand relationships, how important they are. We were talking about being in this country together. We're all in a relationship together. We're all sleeping in the same fucking bed. No matter which side of the bed you like, we're still in the same bed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just know that. But bar owners and patrons, managers, every one of us involved in the service industry on either side really need to start thinking about what the relationship looks like to us as far as why we're going out. Are you going out to run for your problems? Or are you going out to
start problems.
vent? Like, what are you
Jesus
doing?
Christ,
What are
yeah.
you doing, man? What kind of relationship are you trying to have?
Yeah.
You know, because you talked last week about you've avoided working in a club. That's not your relationship.
You're right.
That's not what you want.
Mhm.
You know, I've had all types of relationships, so to speak, within the service industry. I've worked pretty much every style of bartending you can do, I've done in some kind of way.
Right.
So I know what I like. I know what relationship I want to be in.
Yeah.
You need to understand that as an owner, as a manager, as a guest, what relationship do you want? Don't go to a bar or restaurant that has nothing that you like and doesn't seem to want you there and then complain about they don't want you there. They told you
Yeah.
by not making the place for you.
Right.
You know? So
I was going to build on that
anybody
though,
else?
because
Yeah,
it's,
thank you.
I mean, like in talking about how do you build a good relationship, open communication where you're all listening to each other.
Yeah.
And so what you're talking about with like the owner and the people that work there and the guests, all three kind of sides of the perspective need to be kind of communicating with each other and, you know, kind of coming to a consensus on what it is that this should be. Clearly the owner comes in with the idea of what they think their bar should be. But at a certain point, once you've kind of laid the ground for like what your bar is, you attract the people that you attract. You build the staff that you build. And so there's a culture that starts building that is beyond whatever that original thought was for that bar or that restaurant. And if you want to make money, you better start paying attention to what that culture is versus starting to course correct it back to whatever your original idea for the bar was. Otherwise, people just like, well, I come here for this. I'm paying money for this. I'm working here for this. I'm making drinks for these people for this. Then, like, what is the point of keep on trying to fight what the direction is going? Clearly, if it's going down a shithole that you don't want, clearly, you know, course correct that. But I just think, I know I've seen from owners, like they just try so hard to fight against whatever the culture is that is being built, especially if you're an owner that doesn't come to the bar or restaurant that often and it's run without you 99% of the time. You can't come in that 1% of the time and try to just like do like change everything. You got to be in
and you
constant.
can't do it by checking the cameras either.
Yeah.
Looking at cameras
Or
does not
numbers
mean-
or just
yeah,
like the numbers.
like looking at emails, looking at reports.
Yeah.
Like you can't be an absentee landlord.
No.
I'm sorry, man. Like you got to be in the venue. You
Yeah.
got to talk to the people.
If you legitimately want to
Right.
have a say in it and change it. But yeah, I like bouncing off of what you're saying is just like, it's so much about listening to what is being said. Yes, like you said, the guest should listen when the owner and the people that work there are clearly telling you what they do or don't want from you. Or like in the sense that like if they're not building a space for the type of bar or restaurant element that you want, then go find one that does have that.
Yeah.
Because you're not as a guest going to come in there and restructure this entire restaurant to what you like. That's never going to happen. I legitimately had like a guy when I was serving like maybe 3 weeks ago, and he just kept on asking me, do you guys have calamari? Do you guys have this? Do you guys have that? And every time I pointed, I was like, so, and I said it in the most pleasant way I can. I was like, so sir, I put this menu in front of you. It has a list of all the things that we do have. If you want to check that out and then ask me questions based on that, we can like kind of like negotiate from there. But you asking me about 5 things if we have it when clearly I have a list of what we have, you know what I mean? And we kind of turned it into a joke thing where it's like, well, maybe I can, you know, make us, you know, some suggestions of what you guys should put in me. I was like, yeah, you could do that. We could, yeah, absolutely. And it was jovial enough that we kind of laughed about it, but clearly in my head, it was like, no, motherfucker. Like, go wherever they have the calamari and all that you want, you go there. But this is what we got here. Work with it. So, like, as a guest, go where they are telling you that they have the things that you want. And, you know, communicate. I think it's all about communication and listening to each other. And reading the room. I don't know how
Reading
many
the room.
times this I can say it, but just read the
A
they
room.
lot of people are illiterate, so
They need to put reading the room on Babbel and Duolingo.
Yeah.
Help some people out. Just put some screenshots on.
Yeah.
What looks out of place?
Yeah.
And it's just you highlighted. It's like, maybe you shouldn't be here.
Maybe
man.
this isn't a place for you. And it doesn't mean the place is bad. It doesn't mean you're bad. It
no.
just means you got it's not a good fit, i.e., it's not a good for you guys to be in a relationship.
No.
And it's fine.
It's not.
Yeah.
speaking of relationships, what's the relationship between the day shift and night shift?
Very tenuous at best.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. It can be good. It can be bad. Usually it's a little, like you said, it's
In my
tenuous.
experience, it's almost never good.
It's never great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I think they get on the same page for maybe a day or two, and then it goes to shit. Because it's the mornings, the day team thinks that the night shift should be setting them up for success. The night team feels that the day shift should be setting them up for success. There's resentment because one of those things didn't happen. And then it's also like a combination of the night shift being like, day shift needs to get off our clock a little bit faster. It's like, well, if you want day shift to set you up for success, then you got to give them time to transition and restock shit. And it's yeah, it's
I'm
a
glad I
lot.
don't have to deal with that shit.
Me
Yeah.
either. I haven't had to deal with day shift in a while, but it does. I would imagine this because I've never been married, but I would imagine it's kind of like two people arguing over like a cis married couple, like
Yeah.
arguing about who left the toilet seat up. And the guy's like, well, why don't you leave it up for me and I'll leave it down for you? Because if I got to lift it up to pee, I'm not going to put it down.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why wouldn't you? It's like, why I got to do both things?
Right.
But some people think like that.
Yeah.
And day shift may be thinking, well, why don't you leave me this in a handoff? And you're like, yeah, but you didn't leave me this in your handoff, and I got to make sure I do that.
Right.
So I don't have the I like to say fuck, I forgot what it was. I don't have the CPU for that right now. Like I don't
Yeah.
I say I don't have the bandwidth. Like I'm
Yes.
sorry, I can't add on the thing that you need me to do for you when I got to do the thing that you already don't do that I already do.
Yeah.
Because you don't do it or someone else doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a chicken egg. It's
Yo,
the
it
toilet seat up.
it literally is. And I work a lot of like mid shifts and I handle transitions. So I'm literally kind of sort of seeing both ends of it. And
It's always nice to see both ends.
it is. It really is. I'll give you that one.
Give him that one.
Yeah, so like I know that like it's a lot closing because you're talking about like it's 12, 1, 2 in the morning and I'm closing, and you want to rush through that a lot of times because you might want to make it across the street to Fight Club before it closes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, day shift feels away because it's like I have to open after your shitty close, but then I also am responsible for doing the transition and making sure that I stock up and get you all your backups to make sure you get through the night okay. But you can't even do the job of like closing a good close so that I can come into like a nice clean open. And it's like you said, it's tenuous. It's tenuous, but I think relationships and communication, if everyone kind of cares about each other and it's just, let me make sure you guys are set up for success because I want you guys to make money just like I made money
That's the
today.
point. Making money, man.
We all just want to make money. And every once in a while when I'm on day, I might have to pick up a night shift. I want to make sure that I'm set up so that I can make the most money.
Right.
And how I make the most money is not having to keep on going back to the liquor cage or I gotta go cut some lemons or limes or get more mint or whatever. If all that shit is ready for me to go, then I can make money. And then if I make a lot of money, I'll probably feel better about a good ass clean clothes.
Yeah.
And so I think
and it's easier to provide a clean clothes or, well, I mean, even though you're opening, it doesn't mean you're not closing. You still have to close down in your way to transition over for me to relieve you.
Right.
So either way, it's still all about closing.
Yeah.
And it's still all about communication.
for people that are not working in the industry, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we got so far down that
we
rabbit
really
hole.
did.
So basically, if you're working in a restaurant that, let's say, opens at 11 a.m. for some reason, and then let's
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, and then you basically, most likely, a lot of places they'll transition as they call it, at around 5 p.m. for the night team. And so that day shift people that come in, they set up the bar, they set up the whole restaurant. They put all the, make sure all the stations have utensils and napkins and side plates and all that. They do that when they
That's
open.
called side work.
Side work,
Which
yes.
is what servers never do. Come up here and challenge me on it then, all right? Y'all don't be coming up here, so I'm going to keep talking shit.
So we're going to keep these narratives going unless you guys come up here.
Keep catching strays.
Yeah. Boom.
Get up here.
And so what happens is if the night team that closed the previous night didn't make sure the stations are set up, now I have to spend a lot of my time in the morning as I'm opening restocking all these things because the night team didn't open. But then at the same time, toward the end of my shift, before I get off at 5 and I'm setting up for the night team, I'm supposed to now do all my side work and make sure their stations are filled up for napkins and utensils and side plates. However, there is resentment that gets built because if the last night team didn't stock me up well, I have resentment toward the next night team, and I don't want to stock them up that well. And so, and the same thing behind the bar. It's a little bit more stuff with the bar because it's a lot of garnishes and, liquor restock and all that type of stuff. But
no matter what job code you're working, there's always going to be side work. There's always going to be something that you're supposed to do before you leave. Like Fight Club, we have like a report that we're supposed to do and everything. And some people don't like doing it. And a lot of times I don't like doing it because I don't like having to do it every fucking time. But at the same time, I'm the one who does check everything. So it's like, all right, fuck it. If that's what I got to do, then that's what I got to do.
Yeah.
But that's part of my closing.
Yeah.
I know that I need to do it. And I know I need to do it correctly because I don't want to not fill out the report correctly. And, like my schedule, I'll have 1 day on and then 2 days off.
Yeah.
Then 2 days on and then 2 days off, or 1 day off. Like, I don't know when I'll be back sometimes, or I don't want to come back in and then that bottle hasn't been replaced, or that, we ran out of this or ran out of that because I didn't fill out the report.
Right.
Or because someone else didn't fill out the report. So you still, no matter what job you have in service industry, there's still side work because what do they always say? Before you leave, the building has to be reset.
Right.
By reset, meaning this place needs to be able to be open like that if we need to. Because on fucking Saturday, not only did I have people there when I opened the door, they were pulling on the door as I was opening the windows.
Let me in. Let me in.
Let me in.
Okay.
It was 3 white women, so I knew I had to let them in.
In their defense, I've been that person specifically at Fight Club once before because I didn't know what time you guys open, and I was just like, hey guys, are we open?
Oh,
yet?
and they were sweethearts too. Like I make the joke about it, but it was just like I was like, oh shit.
No, but it comes at
women,
you fast,
like, that's a Yelp review waiting to happen,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
exactly.
I'm sorry. Have you had your pumpkin spice today? I don't know what kind of mood you're in. So let me get these windows open and let me get this door open. Let me let you in. But no, and in all seriousness, they were all really sweethearts. But I was behind because the building hadn't been set properly. It hadn't been reset properly the night before. Like the closing was a little rough. So opening the venue, which already takes a while, took a little longer because there were things we had to reset just to get to reset to then flip the venue over for it to be open, turning lights on, opening doors, putting out signs, setting up your garnishes, setting up your mats, making sure your beer taps are working, making sure you're fully stocked. Do you have enough towels? Have you iced the wells already? Has everything been cleaned down? Is anything sticky? Like you have all of these things that you have to do before you get in the building. And so for me, I was already like, oh, well, people are already here. We're supposed to be open. Now we're open. But I'm 15 to 20 minutes behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so now you're like kind of multitasking.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks because everything that we're talking about in terms of transitioning and day shift, night shift, site work, all of it is intended to make your experience be as smooth as fucking possible. That's why all of this, what we're talking about, is because as soon as you order this this appetizer, we want to make sure you guys have utensils and side plates on the table so that as soon as the food drops, you guys can eat and you can share. As soon as you order that margarita, I want to make sure I have all my garnishes and my juices and my syrups and my ice so that I can get you the drink. But like if side work isn't done, and now I gotta wait. Oh shit, I gotta go over to the other side of the bar to get the juice because I don't have juice in my well. And then shit, we didn't restock the liquor, the tequila, so now I gotta go to the back and grab the tequila and bring it up front.
Yeah.
All that is making you wait an extra 5 minutes for me to make your margarita.
Making you wait or making you have to ask.
Yeah.
Some of the side work we have to do is to set things up so that it's one less thing for you to not have to think about while you're there.
Yeah.
We're providing that experience. You don't want to think about utensils.
Yeah.
They should already
Be there. Yeah.
You're like, so that's what we mean, and that's the importance of side work. So
Yeah.
if that's where that resentment can kind of come in. It's like, why do I always got to roll silverware and they don't roll silverware?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say anything else. Servers need to come up here and say the rest.
Right.
That's why we're talking about it, and that's how it affects you as a guest. Speaking to the guest on this one,
Yeah.
that's how it affects you. That's why it's important, because if you sit at a table and everyone else has utensils except for you, and the food is there, how the fuck are you gonna feel about it?
Yeah.
And you don't care that I'm gonna come to you and say, well, the closer last night didn't roll silverware, so that's why I'm out. And give me a second. You're like,
oh yes, I understand completely. No, why didn't they do that? Yeah. No, you're good.
You're good. Yeah.
Who closed last night? Because I want to make sure.
I'm gonna send a Yelp review for your closer.
Whoever closed on October 26th. Or you get those people who are like, oh no, I get it. I used to be a server too.
Dude,
and then they still treat you like shit
Yes.
afterwards. It's like, oh, you were the shitty closer.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what you get.
Oh my God. That's definitely the shitty closer. You were in it, but you weren't really in it. Like
Yeah.
you had a stint.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are normally the ones who say it first.
Well, it's just like homie from way back that was like telling you he was a bartender. And
Please don't remind me.
and he just made a couple drinks at home, but he like carried it through that
he went to
entire
bartending
experience.
school.
He went to
He's
bartending
legit.
school.
Certified
Certified
bartender.
scammed.
Yeah.
He was certified scammed.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was.
Ugh, God.
Yeah.
I still think about him from time to time, just wondering who else he's telling that he's a bartender.
Oh no, there's at least 3 ladies out there that think he's a legit bartender.
Yeah. And they don't
100%.
have the knowledge to challenge him on it.
Well, it's just one follow-up question.
I wonder if he's still ordering top shelf Long Islands.
Oof.
The way he described
It,
For
yeah.
those that don't know, in this gentleman's mind, a regular Long Island was just tequila with sour mix and iced tea. And a top shelf Long Island had what would be considered a regular Long Island, which is vodka, tequila, gin, rum.
That's
sec.
crazy. So he thought a regular Long Island was basically a tequila Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. Yeah. God, he's
Shit.
stupid. Fucking dumbass. You got a
Oh,
real
God.
face? All right. What do you...
I
I'm
am on the edge of my seat
distracting
for this
myself.
fucking.
Yeah. Rob is locked in.
I'm
I'm
locked
distracting
in.
myself.
Rob is locked in.
This,
So y'all are ready?
Oh,
Rob is locked in and ready.
yeah.
I do love doing comedy.
Did you do
A lot of
skateboard?
people know that I used to be a bouncer, which I do. I miss it at times. I miss some of the conversations you'll have with drunk people. Is the best conversation I ever had was with this one kid
I can see.
that called me a racist. This wasn't weird because I'm black. It was weird because he was, okay? I took one look at this kid and said, look, you can't come in tonight. And you have to be very diplomatic. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, because these situations can get very, 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 very volatile very quickly. So you have to be careful how you say things. And I said, look, you can't come in tonight. You're not barred, but tonight isn't your night. And he got very, very annoyed very quickly. He said, you lot are racist. You're not letting me in your club just because I'm black. Now, I didn't let him in the club because he had a line of cocaine on his face. Which I think is a perfectly acceptable reason to not let anyone into a nightclub.
It's fine. It's yeah.
Here's the irony. If he was white, I wouldn't have seen it. So
It's true. That is
Oh
good.
shit.
That was like the perfect joke for me. It was the perfect. It had
good.
zero fat.
Yeah.
Zero fat on it. It was so perfect.
Yeah.
Because I see that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Man. And
What,
I'm
the
sure all
cocaine
that.
under the nose?
Yes.
A
You
line.
thought I was gonna say no, but yes.
A full line. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real.
You don't come to Fight Club on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
dude, it is.
Oh, it's nothing but Bobby Browns, even if
It's
they're Mexican.
wicked.
They're Babino.
Papito.
Babito. Babito, man.
Marron. Papito marron.
It somehow feels a little racist. I'm not
What are you
gonna
talking
lie.
about? It's Brown Bobby Brown.
I don't know. It's like,
That's got to be racist. There's no way.
a little bit during Hispanic Heritage Month. Really? That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I'm gonna be real. If it wasn't for the captions, I don't think I would have been able to understand him.
Well, that was the thing I was gonna
All
say.
accents are real.
No, they're not.
I was gonna say that many things were hilarious in that, but I thought it was also hilarious because the way he described homie getting annoyed was so polite.
Yeah.
Like, you lot are racist. And it was just kind of like, yo, in America, that entire exchange would
Yeah.
have turned
Racist
up
bitch.
so much quickly. So quicker.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I also think
Oof, that was rough.
Honestly, in America, it still would have been a hard R, even though he was black.
Oh yeah.
Like I just said happened last week.
Yeah.
I think
Jesus
that
Christ.
was also really funny because of how he's built.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
the accent.
Yeah.
It just
Yes.
it makes it funnier.
Yeah.
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 And already with my bias of their accents being funny, so just hearing that accent come out of that build, it's
Yeah.
funnier.
Honestly, I agree. And the skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I wonder how
Might be
he would
Dominican.
feel about getting searched like that since he's wearing skinny jeans.
Oof. Oh, I mean, she would.
Like,
she
you
would
ought
probably
to
go
fill
in
me
on
up.
him.
That was a terrible accent.
Oof.
I won't do it again.
Is that a gun in your pants? Nope, but I'm ready to blow.
Crazy. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're on the honey pack.
Have you ever-
You couldn't even finish your question. Damn. Have I what?
He was gonna ask you ever been off the honey pack?
Yeah. Not particularly. No, I can't say I have.
Not recently.
No, not in 2024.
Explain it to the people out there, please.
I honestly don't fully. I haven't not had the honey pack. I don't fully. I have not had not. No one's explained to me what the honey pack really does.
Is
Is it just a stimulant? It just is like Viagra?
It's just fucking. It's a sexual stimulant arouser.
But it is
aphrodisiac,
just
whatever.
honey.
No, it's called
Not just
Royal
honey.
honey. I think is what it is. It's in a yellow pack.
Yeah.
And
It looks like it's from Russia or somewhere. But like it looks like a foreign country. Like the words on it.
maybe, but it's
Okay.
just it's a liquid thing. You can pour it in a drink or just take it out right out of the fucking packet like some ketchup or whatever. And then you get going.
Why do y'all need not y'all, but I'm saying why do y'all need so much help?
ED is a
I don't-
real thing.
No, I don't mean it that way.
I don't
I'm
think
saying in the sense of like
I don't think it's
how-
help. I think it's more so just like
Well, no, when I say help, we're saying stimulant.
Yeah.
Stimulant means you aren't stimulated. So what I mean by help is who are you fucking that you're not stimulated for?
Well,
Because a lot of times it really comes down to like
mental
So why are you there if you don't want to be there?
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
you
the
need to
person
take
has-
all of these other things.
has ED or something.
That's for the people who are suffering. But the majority of the times when we hear about these things,
Yeah.
it's not from someone suffering.
some
Oh.
people.
It's from people who just are taking
Some
stuff.
people also just want to be really freaky and keep going after the gun's unloaded, and they're like, "Fuck it, it'll get rechambered in about a couple minutes. I'm gonna just keep going." Some people just
Okay, so I don't have that problem. I will say that.
you don't have a refractory period.
Huh?
Refractory.
A factory reset period?
No, is it called refractory?
I don't
I don't
Refractory
know.
period?
You said it with so much confidence the first time, but you kept
I
on
think I'm
stuttering.
saying
I
it
don't
right.
know.
Hold on,
I
I'm
would
pretty
have
sure.
I would have went with whatever you said.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
because
it's
I've never heard it
called
before.
refractory. Let me.
Okay.
But either way,
That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's basically like the time when after you're stimulated to be stimulated again to be able to.
oh, that's a
Yeah.
reactory period.
Well, I mean,
it's
we
called
all
refractory
need.
period.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't all need a couple
I
minutes.
mean, if
but
you don't have a
sometimes you
refractory
need-
period, that's a superpower. You might be
By all
the
means.
eighth wonder of the world.
And kudos to that. I'm sure you make her lovely and happy. Wherever she is.
No refractory period.
No refractory period, everyone. The eighth wonder of the world. Fernando
I fucking
Garcia.
walked right into that. Strolled right into it.
There he is.
Jesus.
We found him.
Woo! No refractory!
So what I meant, I'm just.
I just want to know really quickly, how did we get from that video?
I don't remember.
Okay,
cares?
but keep
We're
going.
here.
Yeah, we're here now.
Go.
And we got a few minutes left.
Sure, no. I'm
Let's not ruin the refractory period.
okay.
I probably didn't say that right.
No, you
Because
did.
I don't have one. So what I meant was when you're at like a Circle K or like one of the 7-Eleven or something,
Yeah.
you see those little things. You always see the kind of guy who's like, oh, let me
Oh,
get one of those.
yeah.
But what I mean, like, I'm talking to them, not people who actually really suffer from ED. Like, I don't want to make light of that. I understand that's a real fucking thing, and it can be very embarrassing. I completely understand that. I'm talking about the people who are just like, oh yeah, let me get that. You know, let me.
I just want to go extra hard tonight. Yeah, that's
Really?
fair.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Because I've known guys who were like that, and I've seen the women afterwards, and I'm pretty sure they would have liked for it to be earlier, like done earlier.
Like just a
Like,
regular.
I need to get to the rest of my day. I saw those women when they left. I've had roommates before you, and I've seen some women leave the house, and they're just like, yeah, that could have been an email.
I know what you're
Like, I'm
talking about.
sorry.
I know what you're talking about. I know which roommate you're talking about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We have a name on the bullet? There's a name on the bullet.
I don't know if we want to say his name.
No, it's fine.
Fuck Travis.
Travis.
Fuck Travis.
Oh, no.
Travis is a bitch. I've told him to his face. I don't give a fuck. He's probably not following me at all anymore because he
fine.
knows better. But no,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah. I've seen some walks of shame that were.
They were
very
a little
shameful.
extra shameful.
They were shameful, but they were. What do you say?
I could have had a V8.
Nah, like monetarily productive. They were profitable for the
That is
person
such
involved.
That is such a throwback fucking saying. Should have had a V8.
Well, do you know the movie it's from?
I thought you were referencing the commercial.
It's from a movie, but I would have been surprised if you've seen the movie.
No, I thought you were talking about the commercial.
Oh, it's from a movie called Waiting to Excel, where like she literally afterwards she like had sex with like a big dude and like he
yeah,
finished
I
super
forgot.
fucking
Yeah.
quickly, and it was
Wasn't that
also like,
Whitney?
it was Layla Rashawn. Oh, and she was the big chubby dude that's on like The Wire and a bunch of other things, but like
Yeah.
back then he wasn't
Did
known.
she get that from the commercial? Or did the commercial get that from her? From the movie?
Well, I think V8 was
I think,
a thing.
Well, no, I think she got it from the commercial. It was
Yeah.
written into the film because
Right.
of the commercial, and that's what made it funny.
Oh.
Which made it
Yeah.
even more of a thing.
No, like
at
she
the
literally
time.
got done with sex. It was like a quickie, and then she just like literally her inner monologue started playing. She's like, I could have had a V8.
And that's why black men stopped drinking V8s.
Boom. And that's why there's a
We've been
nutritional.
unhealthy ever since.
That's why I said there's a nutritional deficit since Waiting to
That's
Excel.
why they got the honey packs at the gas station.
Yeah.
Now we figured out why.
Boom.
Now we figured out
Thank
why.
you, Waiting to Excel and Forrest Whitaker.
It was Forrest.
Well, no, Forrest Whitaker was a director. Sorry, this
did
is
not know
this is
that.
this is all an
I
aside.
learned
Yeah,
something every day on this podcast.
yeah.
Cool.
Sorry. Now that is a throwback because Waiting to Excel is such an old black movie
Yeah,
that
I
like
do want to watch it again.
it's really
Like,
good but really depressing. We'll talk about it off.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Sorry.
All right. So we don't want to end on that note. So how would we like to end it? With accents, with what he was talking about? With
Yes, let's go back to what he was talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
because
Oh, that was my question. For both of you.
yes.
Have you ever been called a racist while working by someone of your own race?
I have not, but I've been in the vicinity of it happening to other people. Like, and it like literally was a black man to one of our black managers who is a female, and he said it, and it just throws you off because you're just like, what? I just said you can't sit in this seat because it's reserved, this table, but we can put you in another table. No, you're not letting me sit there because you're racist. And it's like, one, you're still gonna get sat and have a dining experience,
Yeah.
But
It's just gonna be in the back of the room.
oh man, I love
Wow.
our joint layups that we alley oop to each other. They're so fucking beautiful. How we all know how to slam dunk them home.
Oh my god.
That was great. Yes. So yeah, I don't think I've had it done personally to me.
Pause.
Yeah, he
Anyway,
wasn't there yesterday.
that's- yeah.
Didn't happen to him.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there. Yeah, but I've definitely seen it done. P.
No, it's nobody's ever said that to me of my own race, I guess.
You got two to choose from.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nando.
I've had it. Yeah. By both.
yeah.
Yeah. By
Yeah.
Latino.
Considering where
and-
you work
and
at.
black,
Yeah. of
Yeah.
course.
Well, not here.
Oh, really?
No, not
Oh,
here.
that's surprising.
Although, like, I remember when
That's
I first
honestly
started working
surprising.
there, a lot of the Mexican patrons, like the guys, like the essays, did not like me at all. But like now they've gotten over it,
Essays.
so it is what it is.
Get over it.
Yeah, you
Get
gotta
used
get
to it.
over it, man. Like I'm not thinking about you. Why are you thinking about me? Just
Yeah.
tell me what the fuck you want, and pay for it, and please tip.
It's a
all
simple
I ask.
transaction.
You want to be friends afterwards? We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Let's get to know each other. But yeah, I have had it. I've had but I can tell I've had it like more than once with black people, but only maybe twice. And I can tell it's because they don't realize that I'm half black.
Oh, okay.
So they think like, you're not one of us. And I'm like, yeah, I've been hearing that since I was a child. Yeah, sure.
Nothing new,
Remind
but
me of
sure.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one night I was outside of my own job and I remember saying P's favorite word and they were like, "Are you black? Can you say that word?" And I was like, I am half black. They were like, "Oh, okay, I guess you could say it." And I was like,
We can't.
"But we're the same skin tone. Like we were the same skin tone.
right.
All three of us." You know? So I was really taken aback by that. I was like, "Wait, why are you checking me? Why are you checking my black
Like
card
we're
right now?"
literally the same hue.
Same skin tone. Like
That's
like,
funny.
yeah, but it does suck,
Yeah.
but it is also kind of funny at the end because you can tell that that's the kind of person that they just use that.
Oh, they were like waiting for an
Yeah.
opportunity to use it.
They were waiting to exhale.
Another time I've seen it done was like one of my coworkers who's, I think he's Mexican. I don't know, but he's very fair skinned, and so like people think he's white, and so he's had multiple Latino people at the bar call him racist, and it's just like then he starts speaking Spanish, fluent Spanish to them, and the look on their face is incredible.
You're like, oh, you travel abroad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you went to Mexico once, great, cool. But yeah, no, it has been interesting. Those people just like they're so ready to use it.
Yeah.
And it's like, really?
It's not about, honestly, we need to get past this whole race thing. It's not about race anymore. It's about haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
And it's about, do you believe in the same thing I believe in? But again, this country was not founded on that. As much as people want to talk about what it was founded on, it really was supposed to be founded on real freedom, individuality, and being able to just be who you wanted to be. But it seems like more and more when people say, let me be who I want to be, we're like, well, who you want to be isn't like me and I don't understand it. So I have a problem with it. But it's like, bro, you don't need to understand it. You live in Iowa.
Or Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to send a shout out to Gary. You're still
No.
loved.
No.
Gary, Indiana, not Gary the racist.
Oh yeah,
Because we talked about him earlier.
Gary the
Fuck him.
racist. Fuck him.
But Gary, Indiana,
Fuck yeah, you're still loved.
get your shit together. Just kidding.
No, get your shit together.
Just kidding.
It's a shithole, man. It's a shithole.
It
Driven
needs more
through
money.
there.
I mean,
Shitholes
bro,
breed fucking.
Ain't shit to
But
do
it
there.
doesn't need to anymore.
No.
We've gotten past that. We need
Yeah.
to stop just saying that bad is okay and that good enough is good enough. Like good
Yeah.
enough isn't good enough anymore. We need to be better. We have too much money, we have too much talent, we have too much possibility and opportunity in this country to still be holding each other back.
Yeah,
AI is trying to like catapult us up and they're like, oh, AI is like growing out of control. It's like, no, it's showing us how far behind we are.
Yeah.
Because we spend too much time yelling at each other on our keyboards. For what? For what? you're still American. And let's start bridging this gap one shot at a time, huh?
Hey, man,
Okay. It's a good way.
way to bring it home.
Yeah, that was nice. Cheers.
As always, like and subscribe.
Cheers to the staff.
Cheers to the staff. I'm really glad, Deborah